G'day guys, and welcome back to Stitch Up and another episode of Voxel Tycoon with our passengers. This is our passenger release. This is episode 2. Look at this lovely church here. Yeah, the town spawning is brilliant. I mean, this is just like, it's just so much nicer than the previous build. Like, you just get nicer buildings, variations. This big sort of building in the middle here is quite nice. A little bit of a, I don't know, some sort of scout hall or a town hall or whatever. Yeah, a bit of a town hall actually, yeah. Nice little church here. I think we get some parks even, some nice parks. Of course, you can hit F1 to get rid of your, you know, if you're sort of your menus and your kind of user interface. F1 just gets rid of everything. Good for screenshots and things. Yeah, so we are gonna kick off in episode 2, and I've got a couple of little things to update you with what happened in between episodes 1 and 2. Not too much, but in the meantime, let me let you enjoy the Stitch Up intro, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay guys, welcome back. So here we go. So well, very interestingly, we've now been offered these guys. So they want wood beams. Now these guys are going to be paying a 515 or 14 pound Australian dollars, 514 bucks for those. Now this is dropping. You can see there the price is actually dropping. It tells us there. So we'd have to do a bit of research to get that product. So at least that's a bit of an option. Another thing here is we did get a coal offering here at Crookwell. So I just set up a little coal run. Now I've set up a where is it? Crookwell's here. Where is the Crookwell? That's it there, isn't it? Yeah, this is it here. Yep. So I set up this guy, and he's got 4 trucks going to him to bring the coal. But this one, this Crookwell Southeast, will do everything in this area, so that's quite nice. Yeah, so that's pretty good. The price of coal here at the moment sitting on bad, but we're going to try and change all this episode. We're about 273 per sortie, so 273 per item, and at the moment we're getting 5 items. So let's watch coal be delivered, and we get 1,365. That's 5 times the 273, should be roughly that. Okay, cool. So, yeah, what else is new? I wanted to show you guys. Oh yes, of course, I expanded the bus situation. So the bus is now, if we click on any of the buses, we can then see the bus sort of timetable, or the route, I guess. And then we've got the, yeah, this is the transfer, so it's unload and load. And now I've added in Gwalia. I've got a northeast and a south. So I've got Gwalia 2 stops. So I've got one here and one over here, which is on the nice little spot there. So that kind of soaks up the rest of the town. And of course, I found how to do the shuttle service. So again, if we just click on any bus, it brings up that particular route, and we have a look at the route. If you have a look here, you've got this little symbol here. This is back and forth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And by default, if you go to edit, by default, the default, well, default is called default, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go back to the first stop and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'd have to travel all the way back to National Park Town. But at the moment, we are sitting on back and forth. Yet, so the little up arrow. Down and then up. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So that is great. And the only other thing I've done, I'll just let you know, this is probably every time I play Voxel Tycoon, and this is not really recommended, but I am not supplying this town. This town went bankrupt with the last 2 products, or the two businesses went bankrupt. Early on in the game, you really need to make the most of everything that it's given to you, but at the moment, I'm going to leave this town because I want to focus on everything else at the moment, and it's only when we can afford we need more money coming in, and then we can afford to get out to here. And I think when we come out to this town, we'll see what's being offered. At the moment, we're just getting wood at 260 per sortie. I'm going to want something around the $500 mark, and then, sorry, I'll move it across, and then I'll consider putting infrastructure out to here. So that is quite a typical way. Sorry, an atypical way, not the usual way. You normally want, in the early game, you want to supply everyone. But I'm going to make a conscious effort not to do that just for the moment, and we'll get to it. Right, so what I want to do is set up, well, first of all, I think I want to set up, let's do some research. Yeah, let's do some research. Okay, so I want to think about where I want the research, and I can move it later on in the game, and I will move it. They're a little expensive to set up, but let's think about this. I want to do some factories, and I guess with the research, what I'm going to want is I've got wood, iron ore, and coal all fairly close to each other, and I can use conveyor belts to move them all across. Now, I think this is the best area to set up a big factory, so I'm going to pick a particular grade and just go with it. And I think it's going to be this grade here. So I'll fill in these gaps. I'll eventually carve out this bit. And over here, I can carve this entire section out when I've got a bit of money. But at the moment, I've got all of this to play with down here. So I'm going to look at, I've got at the moment I've got no storage, so it doesn't really matter where I kind of put it, but it would make sense. No, I guess I can just put it on its own. So let's just do it like this. Let's just commit to it and do it. By the way, I've got 120,000 in cash with the ability to borrow 780. So I did pay down some of the loan. I thought that was important to do that because do you know what? Early game, especially if you're recording an episode, early game, you need money. There's no point in getting into the episode and not having any money to spend. So let's jump straight into it. Okay. I'm just going to get the road out. We'll see. I want this to aesthetically look nice as well. So what I might do actually is just chip away at these guys at little costly road there. Okay, I'm going to do it like that, and that could be it. And what I'm going to do is do this. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so that's a little turnaround. We do not have one-way roads in the game at the moment, and that will be a big thing eventually. Gwalia wants coal, by the way. Where's Gwalia? Ooh, Gwalia wants coal. Now, this is 36,000 to prevent from closing. I'm going to do that. Hang on, we've got 180 days left. I think we can just supply them with coal. So Gwalia wants coal, do they? It's a pretty good price too. It's going up in price even as well. Okay, we'll do this. Now let's see. Gwalia South is a bus stop, and Gwalia East there is not within range of this. So what we'll do is we'll jump in and we'll go to roads and stations, and we've got the freight station. And of course, if we went here, just pop it over the top, I can see it's not within range of that. So we do need one in this region of the town, and we will certainly do that. There, let's put something around this this part. That is going to be demolishing something, but I tell you what, if I spin it and put it there, that's 30,000. And I think I might be able to then go up. I don't know if I can go up. But if not, I'll be able to go around, which could be good. Let's do that. I think we'll do that. That could be crazy? Could be a crazy spot to put it. Ooh, it's 30,000. How much is it? 29. So it's only a little bit more, and it's in range of that, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's put it there. Now, I'm just going to see whether or not I can connect this. I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. Brilliant. Okay, so look at that. That is brilliant. Okay, so we just need to set up a coal route, and this will be done and brilliant. Okay, so we jump over to our garage, and we go to buy. And we want a coal truck, please. And this is it here. So I want to set it up as coal and go buy. Bring the garage across and bring the route across. And we'll go, the first stop is going to be the Crookwell. Well, this is going to be coal supply, isn't it? Yeah, it is. We need to change that. So load, remember the full load. And then we want to go full unload. And something that's brilliant about this game, so here, and it'll be unload full, it is going to be called this, and I'm going to go leave it. Yep, but before we do that, I'm going to change this to, so let's make sure these are all set up correctly, and it'll change the route. Iron supply, and we've got wood supply. So I just need to change this to coal supply, and then that will change, and we'll go over, look at it. So this is, what is it called? Ooh, Crookwell South is coal supply. Coal supply. Brilliant. Coal supply. Okay, so if we click on this, show the route, and you can see that coal supply is now enabled. And let's get ourselves, what do we got there? Ooh, we did spend a little bit. Let's just borrow another one and see if we can get 2 of these cars. And can we do it again? Holding the wrong key down there. Oh man. Holding the control key instead of the shift key. Good, good, good. That's what you want. That is what you want. I only want to do one more anyway. Can't quite have enough. How much are you going to cost? 36. We've got 32. A bit of a shame, but we'll do it anyway. Did I just get that? I did. So let's do this. And then we got 3. So we'll release all those guys. And there they go. So they'll be off and running. Alright, so they'll do that. And then we don't have to prevent the business from closing, because I think we'll supply them. It's got a little alarm bell going on, but I think he said 180 days and now it's 173. So I think it'll be no problem just to let that go. That's Dalgety. Is it Dalgety? Let's go to Dalgety. Where is Dalgety? Yeah, Dalgety's the little town that we're going to let go to rack and ruin. Right, okay, let's put in our let's get back to our project. Okay, so labs. Now the lab's 132,000. First of all, the very first thing I'm going to do is borrow everything I can. So borrowing the full 715, we'll pay some down at the moment. When we think we can, we'll pay some down. So let me get a lab situation. This is where a lot of the products are going to be built. Let me put a lab. Now I've got to think about warehouse supply as well. So really what you want is a whole lot of transfers, a whole lot of warehouse, and then because if I wanted to research something that was to do with wood, I could put the lab just here, but then everything else that I need to research needs to be brought out to there as well. So if I wanted to do it super cheap, I would probably just put it here, and then I'd already have a building, and I could put some warehouses around, and that'd be a good way of doing it. But I think I want to set this one up properly, and I'm hoping that's not going to be a nightmare. So let's go and put the station down first, freight station. Now I'm thinking what we might do, this could be a bit odd. I'm thinking we do this. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put one station here, and I may put another one there, but I'm going to put one just here for the moment. Yep. And then, so this is, and I'm going to call this something. Let's call this research, research goods 1. And it allows for something else in the future, so that'll be good. Now, have they got any internal storage logistics? No, I think they need storage, so I think I have to now go ahead and build. Now let's see what we're gonna do here. If I go to warehouse, go industry, warehouses, and I can see there are 2 different sizes. So the small one has a footprint of that, and I can easily just look, I could stick it there, and then I could put the lab here. But I want to have a look at the big one, and I think that's what we should do. We should look at a whole row of these guys here, and really that means my lab can be anywhere out here. So 64,000, 36,000, I'm going to do a small one, and I'm going to face them all this way. But I'm going to just put a nice little gap here of 1 just for aesthetics. Let me see if I do this right there. You do that there, and we could just, yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be nice. Let's put him right in the middle actually. Right, we don't know what the first product is going to be, but let's go and have a look at our research. Now I think we're going to want to do conveyor belts. So let's see, if I go to labs and 132 and I put this one, let me face this way. Now let's put it here. It only has to be in reach of these guys, not those guys. So let's put him, in fact, if I put him here, I could have another row of something in the middle. So I'm going to put him here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to move it across a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm going to do it there. And hopefully that's going to leave me plenty of room around to do some stuff. Rightio, so we want to research the very first thing. And I bring up the lab. And we want to start researching. So, right, let's start researching this one. So 115,000, we can afford that, only just. And these are the ones, so this is what it gives you already. So at the moment we've got the signals 2, ooh, Signals, lovely. Oh, train signals. Oh, we got the other signals as well. So the semaphores, the other sort of the block and chain signals. We'll get into this. Steam engines, rail cars, gasoline engines, what we're currently at, but we're going to get some better ones because gasoline engine 2 is going to give us this, but I think diesel engine, yeah, look, diesel engine gives us a double-decker bus, and that carries 22 people. At the moment, our buses carry 12. That's brilliant. So we're going to really want that at some point because passengers at the moment with those extra buses, passengers are bringing in 42,000 per month. It's quite good. It is quite a good little spinner. Yeah, it is quite good. Look, the loan interest is right down as well. Right. So we'll start new research, and of course the very first thing you're going to want to do is this manufacturing one. It's the one that unlocks the conveyor belts, so we do that. Oh, we've got a nice little one there. So that just requires money, so as long as we got money in the bank it'll do that, so that'll just sit there and tick over, and we can see it monitored just here, which is nice, and it'll go ahead and do it. It's got 45 sorties to do, so it's going to take a little bit of time before we get those. So that's how that's going to go. In the meantime, excuse me. Oh dear. In the meantime, Gwalia is now at town. So that's good. These guys are upgrading, so that is excellent. Gwalia now has 501 people. I didn't check how many it has beforehand, but Gwalia, yeah, look, the population's going up. The buildings have got 3 in the last 30 days, and they've got 21 more people in the last 30 days. Something to look at. Let's just check on this. Are they getting anything? They still haven't got anything. This might be the first ones here. Let's just go speed 3 here. We might see these guys. I assume it is. This is a good way to check. So they do that. Yep, there you go. So these guys have just got that. 12 or 6 and 9, 15. So they got their 3 times 5. The first pieces of coal have just gone in, and that has been lovely. So they're doing that. It's at 155 days left, so we won't prevent the business from closing. I think naturally the game will be able to save that one. I think that's pretty good. If it gets close, we might have to keep an eye on this and then do that. Setting on speed 3 though, I can watch things. I've got to watch the inflation will go up, even though I kind of turn it down a bit. But sitting on speed 3 is not too bad because I can see this guy, and really we're going to want that those conveyor belts in order to start getting some stuff built this episode. So I'm going to be a bit cheeky and leave it on speed 3. The other thing I wanted to point out is the bus stops. Actually, I'll just do speed 2 actually. Let's just do speed 2. Ooh, God, yeah. So the bus stop's here. You see a bus just picked up from here, and another one will come by shortly. But this one here, look at the amount of people waiting. There's heaps of people waiting at the bus stops. So this is the thing. We're gonna want, we're gonna want these guys to see lots of people are there. So really, I could put on, you know, every bus is going to be dropping and filling right up to 12, but I could probably double the fleet of buses quite easily and make more money. It'll be expensive to do, but I think we're better off trying to get the money to come in via double-decker buses and bigger capacity buses, but we'll have to see about it. Okay, so we've set all this up. We've got that there for when we need it. The next thing we will need, let's just go and check on all our towns. Yeah, we're halfway there with the research, so that is nice. Yeah, research is at 26, lovely. Right, so we've got the wood. And what we're going to want to do is with manufacturing, if we go into industry, yeah, and we go to factories, we can see nothing has been researched. So at the moment, I'm going to want to check out, how is this guy going? He's at 540. So we're going to want wood beams. This is the first thing, because the good thing about these level 2 products is they start bringing in a lot more money than the level 1s. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to aim for that one. I need to research the conveyor belts, and then I need to research the wood processing. So we'll check that out. And while that's researching, I think I can just have a little preview without resetting it. If you reset it, I think you don't lose any progress anyway. But if I go start new research, yeah, at least I can have a look at it while that's still populating. So we'll leave that just populating there. Sip of the coffee. Okay, and wood processing is what we would need, and you'd need manufacturing to get that anyway. So we have a look here. Wood processing gives us the wood beams and the wood planks. The good thing about Voxel Tycoon is as soon as you start researching those and as soon as you complete the research on those new products, then people will start asking for them. At the moment we got someone asking for wood beams anyway because it's prompting us to keep moving forward, but yeah, so when we do this it's going to want, so wood processing, what does wood processing want? Ooh, yeah, it's got these guys. So wood processing, we don't know what the cost is of wood processing, do we? No, doesn't tell us what the cost is, but we're about to hit the research here, so let's jump off. I might just go on to bankruptcy avoided. Let me just go to speed 1 so we can leave this research off, and let's go see. Yes, so this has gone back into normal supply now. I didn't have to spend the money to save it from bankruptcy because like I said, I thought that the game would naturally resolve it, and we were able to supply it and get them out of their sort of panic mode, so that is great. This town of Gwalia is going to be a good candidate for rail. I think we're going to want a rail corridor in here, dropping off here, nice little turnaround, and then the trucks. And the good thing about this is I've bought my truck fleet. If we look at our fleet of trucks, I bought quite a few. I always like to hit the route button, get them all grouped in their routes. Ignore the buses, there's quite a few buses there, I think I've got 12. But all of these trucks are going to be good because I'll keep all of them and they'll be doing little trips because the rail will be doing the long parts. So the next bit is going to be, you know, eventually, well, in the next episode, probably in the next episode, we start to get some of the rail out there. The rail does the most of the distance, then the buses, the trucks just get to do the little routes, and the good thing about that is quicker turnaround, and they get more money because they're doing the sortie quicker. That's how I'm gonna do this. Okay. Researching is done. Manufacturing is completed, and now we have unlocked the marvelous factories. And oh no, we haven't. We just unlocked this one, conveyors, and now we can get these lovely conveyors. Yeah. Brilliant. So we shall do that. In the meantime, let's go to here, research. Let's just pop over to Researchville, and I've got to remember as well that this is set up for like this, but I've got to remember that I want a rail corridor to come in here as well. And I'm going to be wanting to bring some stuff in because eventually it's not just those products. But I have an idea that we're going to have. This is going to be all kind of factory area. This whole area is going to be wood manufacturing. Will take place here, but then it'll ship across to here. This is going to be really cool. I like this map. The only thing I'm not a fan of, but I think it's growing on me, is I don't like the green map. I don't like this biome too much. It's not my favorite. One thing quickly to check on, let's just have a quick look. Always go back and check on Stitch Up Inc. Or you can click down here as well. You can click on that. We can click on that. And it'll bring up the same thing. But if you're there, you can click on your actual headquarters. Right, Woodbeam, we'll get to that in just a sec. Now, the first upgrade is at 4.1 million, and believe it or not, we're showing a value of 1.145 for our company. Our whole company is now worth that. It takes into account your loan and also the money in your bank, your assets, everything. Lots of algorithms going on, but it means that this particular town is getting a boost of 10%, and we'll get that up to 15% when we get a value of 4.1 million, so that's all pretty good. Just something to keep a little eye on. Don't forget to put down your headquarters because it's free money. It's money for old rope. Okay, let's get the next bit going. Yes, let's go straight back to that research, please. Okay, the next bit of research is going to be to start new research, and it's going to be wood processing, please. So, wood processing, yep, because that's the first thing that's been offered to us, is these wood beams, and these ones are going to want wood and money, and we've got the money to cover it, but we now need to set up some wood being brought in here. So, I could do this two ways. Right, what we're going to want here is this will be wood. Yep, so we want wood to be brought into this. Now, I could do this with, because you got wood there, I could run conveyor all the way down here and just into that, and just bring the wood in directly via conveyor. But I'm just going to do it via truck. because I think I can redeploy the trucks a bit later and I'll get conveyor in. Actually, or should we just do it? Should we just do it? I think I will. Let me see. I'm just thinking which way to do this. So it is quite early in the game, but that is quite a distance. Let's just have a look at it on the map. I'm just thinking, oh, it's only going to there. It should reach. It's got to go under this road, and then that's probably just one road that's got to go under. Actually, I'm just wondering whether to. Yeah, let's start setting this up. Actually, let's do this. So we will do a warehouse. I'm going to put a warehouse in there. So, yep, the warehouse in here. I'm going to put it over this side, and I'm going to try and get it to be looking reasonably nice. So let's put him there, because it may put another network of these guys here. So let's put this guy right here. And that'll be filling up, and it'll be wood. So once this is full, it'll go into here, and you can see this one's already started to fill up. We'll now go to conveyors, and we want conveyor devices. Ooh, the filter, that is brand new. I have not seen that. The filter, nice. Okay, we'll play with that at some point. Okay, so we tack this guy on. I'm going to tack him on like this, I think. Yeah, I'm going to tack him on like this. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so there's our conveyor. Now we know we have to get under this road, but I want to do it at this point. So let's see about this. Conveyors. Now there is a limit to how long these guys can be, but we can play with that. Let's do this and try and follow the road, which I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like that. It kind of looks nice. Don't worry about the direction of the conveyors. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's alright. No, I don't want that to be like that, because that is not what you want. Okay, well, in that case, if we've done that, why don't we do this then? Why don't we go like this? Let's go here, and we go tunnel. Yep, and then we go out. 17,000. Yeah, so the money, just keep an eye on the money. Because then iron supply is pretty good. We can get to iron supply at some point. But I think I want this to be, I'm just going to do this and then tuck him right in here so he's away from the iron. Now we may be getting too long. Conveyor too long. Brilliant. Okay. I didn't really want to have to put this here. So what we'll do, it's in the iron area, and I didn't want to have to put a secondary stop in there, but I'm going to put one in just here. So we're going to break this up. Okay, so we do the bulldoze, and we hit control to bulldoze a smaller section. And let me bulldoze a section of 4 and just see if I can get that going. Again, the money situation is pretty good, but we keep an eye on it. Now let me do this. So we've got one in, one out, and I'll do it like this. Yeah, let me try that. And let me select that as wood. Yep. And can I go to conveyors and conveyor devices? All those filters are going to be fun to play with. And we spin it, and if I hold the shift key, I can do both. So this one, and then let me just try and get this symmetrical, because this is going to sit there for a while, and it's a bit of a shame that it's going to be in the iron area. Let me see. So we can actually get this flowing now as well. So flip conveyors. Now, a little trick, guys, if you're new to the game, is you can flip them. If you've got multiple links in there and you've got a couple going this way and a couple going that way, if you just use the flip button and flip the whole thing 3 or 4 times, it will literally join all the links up, and then it'll start flipping in bigger areas, and then it'll go the way you want. So that's a nice little quality of lifer. So that'll fill it up to there. Again, we'll use the flipping, and we do this, and then we do that, and now we're flipping out. Lovely. And I think we should be right now to connect this up to here. So let me think about the conveyor device first, because again, I'm trying to keep this aesthetically nice. Yeah, I think that's all right. Look, we just... I mean, I want it to look nice. Now you can build this at either end as well, and I'm actually going to knock away some of the terrain here. It's got a little bit of money there. Let's keep this guy down here. And then what we'll do is let's just go goodbye. Yep, let's just do that. So that's pretty good. What I'll do is I'll lay the conveyor on this part first. And let me lay it. So if we do it here, yeah, that's nice. It doesn't matter. Again, the good thing about the conveyor, it doesn't matter which way. We want the conveyor going the other way, but you lay it any way you want and then just flip it later on. Ooh. Okay, well, I've bollocksed it. But this is not bad because what we'll do is we'll do this, come off, and then we'll do that. Yep, that's only going to charge me for the one bit I want, and then we do this. Now, we want to connect up nicely, so let's see. I actually want to clear this. Do I? No, I can just come around here. I'm going to do it like that, just for now. It's very cheap to move conveyors later, so that'll be fine. And we'll do a couple of flipsies, see them all join up? They all join up, and then they all flow in the right direction. So we now have wood coming in. Now the good thing about that, if you use the truck to bring it in for a research, the truck goes back, it brings in 5, and then it does it. Now each particular sortie, it wants 5 for each of them. So it wants 55 runs or 55 deliveries, I call them sorties, 55 sorties, and it's got 5 units per, which is a truckload. But if you use a conveyor belt, it loads the whole conveyor belt up. And don't forget, it will also backlog here. This guy will hold 58. When they get there, the wood will, let's go to speed 2, we'll see it right now, the wood will flow in, and it'll go straight back out, and then once it gets a backlog all the way down the end of the chain, it'll fill up here. So there it goes into here, straight out, so they're coming in via this, but once we get a bit of a backlog there, and the research is kind of moving and stopping and moving and stopping, this will backlog here, so that's quite nice. Okay, so we'll watch this lovely little bit here. We'll watch it. Now, I want to check out wood beams. Ooh. National Park now accepts less wood beams. Okay, but we are going to try and deliver this. It hasn't asked for money to keep the business open yet. I'll keep an eye on this. There we go. Look at that. The research is now happening. And that is a full supply as well. So the good thing about that is, like, this is coming out like this. And so that's a nice full supply. You can see the gap as well. That's just because of the mine not being able to keep up. It's taking groups of 5. The mine is being so the mine is actually supplying all those trucks, and there's quite a few trucks that are asking for wood at the moment. Okay, so coal, iron ore, coal. Yeah, so at the moment we've got wood. We've got 6 trucks asking for wood going to 2 different places, as well as our conveyor belt. But I think it prioritised. The warehouse will send it off to the trucks as they request it, and everything else will go into the conveyor belt. I think that's how it goes. It may be 1 for 1, but I'm not too sure. I don't think it matters at this stage, but we are wood processing. We've got 55 sorties going on there, so that's all pretty good. So we've set up our first conveyor network, and we've researched manufacturing in the conveyor belts, and now we've started to research woodworking, and we're going to start supplying and getting a bit more money in, and that will be absolutely brilliant. Let's just check on everyone, make sure everyone's super happy before we wrap up. The price is still above the 500 mark here, and that's going to be pretty good, because that means if you deliver 5 of them per truck, you're going to get 2,500 at least per kind of delivery. And if we have a look at some of the other ones, let's see, something just popped up then. 1,300. Oh, that's a bus. Here's some of this. Yeah, here's some wood coming in, and this will get dropped off here. Yep, let's see how much he gets. 1,398. So we're going to get the 2,500, and that's with trucks that only hold 5. Where the game starts to escalate is when the trucks get 7, 15, 20, and all these big sort of the bigger trucks, and we get semi-trailers and all that sort of stuff. And of course you've got mods as well, where you can have some much bigger road trains, and that's very Australian, I guess. So yeah, we will get to that. Just checking on the yellow alert. Dalgety. I keep thinking that's an I, because my eyes are really bad. But yeah, they're just not doing pretty well. That's good. That's fine. I think the town's actually expanding, even though we're not supplying them. Rightio, so I'm going to leave the episode here. I hope you've enjoyed episode 2. This has been good fun. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. If you're a YouTuber and you want a shout out for your channel, please leave that in the comments. If you're playing Voxel Tycoon and you want a shout out, I'm more than happy to do so. There's plenty to go around for everyone. Don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Voxel Tycoon. Cheers.